with Willie Thorne and Neil Folds in the commentary box for you.
Welcome to the WilliamHill.com UK Championship. Ding Junhui getting this first round match underway against a very, very good player in Mark Davis. Even though he's been a pro for many, many years, he's yet to kind of really fulfil his potential. He's a very, very good player. Not somebody you'd like to get in the early rounds of a tournament, but this UK Championship this year, best of 11 rather than best of 17. So the better player of the two would be slightly more apprehensive the fact that the frames have been shortened. You have to say he's an improved player, Mark Davis. It took a while, didn't it, to establish himself, Neil?
I think he's a bit of a late developer. And as you say, he's been around a long time. Many years of professional. Turned professional in 1991. But some of the snooker he's played in the last couple of years has been very good. Highest ranking 15. And that is quite recently. He's currently 17 in the world, so we're talking about a player who, rather than being just a seasoned professional, he's very dangerous. Great opening red. That one just struggled in.
Yes, that was interesting to see that red drop in there, because it was not very close. Players will be pleased to see that their pockets are taking them slow.
$60.
He's got to go through the pack here.
70.
That's worked out okay. He was a bit concerned for a while that the red was going to cover him, so he couldn't get to the black, but can't argue with that result. Played it well enough.
Well, delighted, Neil, wasn't he? I mean, for all money, it looked like that red was going to be in the way, but as you can clearly see, it's not. And this is now developed into a very good early chance to get a very sizable lead, if not a frame-winning one. These are perfect, these balls.
24. $25.
Well, these early rounds are best of 11 frames now for the first time in the UK. One session, more importantly, I would say. So a good start is essential. There was times in this great championship where you could have a bad afternoon session or a bad opening session and trail 6-2 and come back to win. But 6-2 you beat in this form. Now that was a little straight and he couldn't quite force the angle.
32.
Would like to go anywhere above the pack of reds, and he had a chance. Disappointing really, because he'd made such a promising start to this match. And the reds were lovely, very well spread.
I think if that had been second or third frame, when he's got his nerves right and he's got the pace of the table, he would have certainly been disappointed not to have won the frame at that chance. The fact that it is first frame, of course, these things can happen. You can expect the ball to throw wider. He bounced that cue ball in off the black and expected it to go wider. But Ding will be very, very pleased to be back at the table, only 32 behind. He must have thought a few moments ago there was a lot more than that.
It's an attacking safety shot. He's blocked the right-hand side of the table. No way Mark can get over that side to get out of trouble here. And the reds on the left are a little congested, so it's not easy to find a safety shot. There's two reds up to the left of the blue are a problem as well. If he's trying to play a thin safety, could crash into one of those. That's looks a decent shot as long as the red doesn't go over the pocket. Very nice cue ball. Now this is a real tester for Ding. He's got 2 reds that he can go for. Probably can't refuse them, but they're not easy at all.
It was a wonderful safety shot from Mark Davis, wasn't it? If he'd have kissed the brown, which it came very close to doing so, this would have been an easy red. But as Neil rightly says, both these reds are fraught with danger, to be honest. I mean, if he missed either one of them, you'd expect him to lose the frame. So if he does take one on, I think this is a case to play a little what they call the old dump shot, leave the cue ball right on this back cushion, you know, to just refuse the pot. That's what he has done. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him for that at all. OK, that looks a negative shot, but sometimes you've got to just bite the bullet, as it were, and say, well, good shot, Mark, I'll have to play a containing safety.
Yeah, probably the only shot. The only downside to it is that you fancy that he could be in more trouble the next time. Mark could get the cue ball and certainly top left pocket or near it. Now, done with finding the bulk cushion. Nice striking once again. That's 2 long pots into that pocket, but how much will he fancy this black from hard on the cushion rail? He's got to drop it in. He can't play at any great speed. Can't afford to miss it either. So the red was a good shot. This in some ways will be even better. Nice pot, and he's actually landed on one, which he wouldn't have known much about, the red that he's on. But he's very close to, with the rest.
Thank you. 9.
Well, this is in and out of balk, and the best way of playing these in between green and brown with a lot of right-hand side gives you the choice of 2 reds. You could play in between yellow and brown, but it looks like he's putting topspin on now. Kiss yellow's on here when you're playing this shot. He's avoided it, though. Not many players would have played it that way, but that's excellent.
14. 15.
Well, anything but straight. I think he's gone a couple of inches further than he wanted to. But there you can see he's got a nice angle, so off 2 cushions, just a little bit of right-hand side, just to bring it out into play. Doesn't want to finish low on the black, he'd like to finish straightish. So there you see him. Well, he's actually stunning it in.
23.
You've stunned it in there to widen the angle. A lot of players would have played with a little bit of right-hand side there. That makes the pot a lot harder when you hit them at that speed.
30.
Still enough points on should Mark Davis miss. Give Ding a chance, but at the moment it looks as if that man is going to go 1-0 down.
One.
Well, this is frame ball. So, OK, Mark Davis, perhaps when he was on a break of 32, he played a bad positional shot, and since then he played a couple of good safety shots to get him back into the balls, and he's played these very nicely. And as we mentioned very early on, Neil and I, Mark Davis is not a player to be taken lightly. Neil mentioned he's been up to number 60 in the world. He's now at number 17.
44.
Very capable of beating most players in the game, if not all players in the game.
$45. $52. $53.
Oh, he can make a century break here. That would give him a lot of confidence to start a match like this. And you can see that he's a very confident player. As we were saying, he's been a pro a long time,
58.
but it just looks as if he's playing as well now as he's ever done.
59. $64. 65. $70.
This is a bit of a stretch, but no problem
71.
whatsoever. Very well struck. It's a really good screw shot, well controlled.
Mark Davis, 78.
Oh, what a shame there from Mark Davis. Got an early break of 52, followed by that lovely 76. It could have been a century, but he won't be too